Doing a book signing up at the museum in,
It was in the dark, wasn't he?
oh, the German place.
In the dark. No, the sound was terrible.
Techno, military techno.
The one up
One
in.
on Stevens.
No, the other one. The one up by wherever you go for German food. Where do you go to buy your Christmas ornaments?
Oh, at Frankenmuth.
Yeah.
I'd like to call the meeting to order. Please stand for the, whoops, yeah, pledge allegiance. Hello. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thanks for coming, everybody, tonight. We don't have a person in the camera room, so we have one shot. No close-ups.
I don't know if I can count this.
That's okay. You want to count or you want to do roll call first?
You can do roll call.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Karen Straffen,
Here.
Tom Fetter,
Here.
Tom Kruger.
Here.
Artie Bryson.
Here.
Cindy Valentine, here. John Horvath.
Here.
Joanne Shirkey.
Here.
Okay, we're all here and accounted for. Okay, I actually, before we get going, I wanted to amend the agenda if it's possible. We have a proposal for clear zoning for a new Parks and Rec plan. I'd like to put that under 4, under new business. That will be a motion if I can get some support.
Support.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, our agenda is duly amended. Bills payable.
Make a motion to approve the bills payable in the amount of $115,227.23.
Support. Okay, we have motion and support. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, roll call vote, please.
Tom Fetter,
Yes.
Tom Kruger.
Yes.
Artie Bryson.
Yes.
Cindy Valentine, yes. John Horvath.
Yes.
Joanne Shirkey.
Yes.
Karen Straffen.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Next, we have public comments relating to any business on the agenda. Any public comments? We have anything on the agenda? We are going to be, maybe promoting somebody. And if you want to get, we can put them under oath. And
Now's the time.
yeah. Okay. No public comments. I'm sorry. Moving right along, consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda consisting of the minutes of the board meeting of March 7th, 2016, and the synopsis, reports on the check report, the police department February report, building and zoning and code enforcement from February, notice about the Oak Lawn Cemetery and Little League Fun Run and the Spring Migration Bird Tour. Also some communications from Talmer and Huntington Banks concerning bank rates, and a police Kuligowski thank you card, and a request the assessing department Sherry Lawton to approve $1,000 for MAAO conference, I believe it is.
It's for her third certification.
Oh, that's for certification?
Right. Okay, we have any support?
Support.
Sorry. Any discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. All right, next is supervisor's report.
Highlight of the night, right? Ernie?
It is. Drum roll. Police station, the additions move along pretty good. We will be saving about $27,000 on the fact that we don't have to heat it and tenant. because we had a mild end of winter and spring. And, but we do have a few overages. That's going to eat up some of it. We had about a $6,000 overage because they spec'd out a 3-phase air conditioner, and we don't have 3-phase in that on the building, and we're going to have to go with single phase, which is going to cost about $6,000 more. I think our architect kind of messed up on that one. And also, DTE is requiring us to put in a new transformer outside. We don't know what that might run. And then we did have them tear down some walls in the Sallyport for $3,500 addition. So I think we'll still be under budget, but we, like I say, we saved that 27 grand on not having to tent and heat the addition. And so it's moving along pretty good, actually. Most of the brick is up. They're getting ready to set the steel trusses for the roof, and it's moving along pretty good. Still working on the advanced life support issues with med control. We do have another meeting this coming Friday, March 25th at 9 a.m. And as everyone knows, there was a public hearing. The DEQ held a public hearing for the Harson's Island Bridge proposal, and there was about 400 people that was there, and the bridge people gave their proposal, a little PowerPoint, and I told them what concerns that the township may have going forward. And then a bunch of people were able to voice their opinions after that to the DEQ. I think it lasted about 2.5 hours tops. I did put it on YouTube, and the sound quality wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. We had the school, film it, and they did the best they could with their equipment, and I thank them for that. And I know there was getting a lot of hits on the YouTube channel, people watching it. So, okay, and we're moving right along with the expanding the electrical in the park next door. They are putting in the light posts. They mounted some of them today. If you get a chance, check them out. They're good-looking light posts. And I'm hoping that project be completed within about 2 weeks. Okay. And we started working with the dispatch council upgrade. And we're still, I think we do have a solution, but we're looking at regrounding the building so we have proper ground so it's properly protected going forward. And, okay. We're looking at doing a movie in the park. If you remember, we had a Halloween one that was scheduled last fall, and it got rained out, and we have a rain check, supposedly. We're going to do a movie in the park May 21st. We talked to the school, and that's there's nothing that I could come up with that might conflict with it. And we'll have more to follow on that. I know we're looking at, I think we do have a sponsor for it, and so that's going to move right along. That'll be a fun event over in the park. There was an Alzheimer's and Dementia Resource Meeting at Washington Life Center about a week and a half ago. It was very well attended, and they're looking at getting some more resources to help those folks, the families and people that are dealing with that sickness. And we had board of reviews this past week. Oh my gosh. Anyhow, we got through it pretty good, and I don't know if you guys remember, we used to have over 100% poverty exemptions in our township, more than the rest of the county put together. I'm not sure, I didn't get the count of how many that were actually given, but I think we might have only had 2 that were 100%, and everybody else had to pay 50% or 30, something. And I really feel it's important that, that if someone's having a hard time for a year or two, I'm all about giving them a bridge to help them get back on their feet. But when it becomes a way of life, that's when it's wrong. And that's what, I mean, some of these people haven't paid property taxes for 10, 15 years. And my personal belief, they need some skin in the game. And that's what we pretty much accomplished finally. You know, like I say, there's 2 or 3 people that aren't paying it because they have no means and no way to do it. And, you know, they're old, they can't get an income, they have disabilities or whatever. But there's other people, they can at least pay half or something. So I believe we're back in line now with the poverty exemptions. Like I say, I mean, a lot of townships, I'd call them up, and cities, say, oh, we have 1, we didn't have any this year, we might have 2, and now we're back in line. So, yeah, that's always a long week with our board of reviews going on. Cemetery, April 1st, if there's any winter decorations, grave blankets or anything like that, we're pulling them April 1st. So if you want to keep them, and if you have something out there on a grave, you'll have to remove them, or we will remove them for you. We got kudos for Kevin. I got a thank you note, and actually I was there when he was talking. There was a family that had a death, and it was tragic, and they were upset. And this is one of the good things that we have a community police force. It means a lot, because you wouldn't get that if we were a larger police force or anything. But he spent time with them and talked to them for quite a bit. And I mean, I was actually hanging out there when they left. They were hugging them and everything, and it brought a little tear to my eye too, Kevin. I just want to let you know. But it says, this is from the family. Dear Kevin, my family and I wanted to thank you for the very kind and compassionate way you handled all the details concerning the recent tragic death of my son, Richard. The citizens and police department that you serve are well blessed to have you. With much appreciation and love, and signed by their family. So that was a good job, Kevin. But I want to express that to everybody. March 26th, not too far, spring migration birding tour at the Harson's Island DNR. Bring binoculars, spotting scopes, and a lunch. Starts at 9 a.m. I went on this a couple years ago. It was pretty interesting. A lot of the birds are out there, and they know exactly where they are, and they'll point them out to you. It's a good tour, and the price is right. It's free. May 7th, St. John's Marsh cleanup, and May 8th is the second annual Color Out Cancer Run. And then also May 14th, the Little League's having a fun run, a 5K also. And I have information and flyers and stuff on that. We'll get it out on Facebook and everything as it gets closer. Those are all in May. I'm trying to think. I think that's it for my supervisor's report. So that was pretty painless. Okay, unfinished business. We have that one zoning amendment. I didn't get a lot of information back on that yet. I apologize. So it's under unfinished business, and I recommend we postpone it.
So moved.
Support.
Okay, we have motion and support. Any more discussion?
When do we think we got any idea? about
Hopefully the
when
next
we-
meeting.
Next meeting?
I'd like to, yeah.
Good,
So,
Can we have a conversation on that or no?
sure, discussion.
sure.
Well, one of the things that I'm personally concerned about, Art, was the wording
Right.
of the soil removal in Stockwell. They eliminated it and switched it to mining. And if you look in Webster mining, we don't have it in Clay Township. So it's always, I'm sure it's just something that I personally don't understand.
Right.
I'd just like to understand it. That's
Yeah,
all.
we'll get it clarified for you.
Okay.
I know we still will be doing soil removal permits and that.
Well, I've already paid for next year, so
Well, good.
you said you wanted your paycheck this month.
That's right. Thank you, John, for paying that.
One of the concerns I had with that was limiting certain types of businesses based on what type of surface road they have in front of them.
Right,
I don't agree with that either.
right. And you know, I know there's certain sections of the zoning that already does that. Like you can't have I mean, it just pops out. I know you can't have a B&B, bed and breakfast on if your house is on a gravel road, it's got to be hard paved. But I hear you. So I'll get more information on that, and if something pops up, let me know. I'll get it better clarified. But that was just kind of thrown on us, and I know the planning commission looked at it for
They spend a lot of
a
time.
lot of time, and I just didn't want to, we got to go through and make sense too. So I had our planner working on other things the past 2 weeks, and, so, we have a few building issues, and so we didn't really have time to get granular on this yet, so I apologize for that. So I think we have a motion of support to postpone it. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. All right, new business. Police Department, Sergeant position, elevate Officer Stockwell. Mike, you want to come up and?
Well, as we all know, with the promotion of Lieutenant Kuligowski, it left a open position within the rank of sergeant. With that being said, we had administered a promotional progress, which is set forth by the contract and the union. With doing so, the candidates have to have at least 5 years of seniority within the department in order to participate within the process of promotion. They have to submit to both a written test, which on the written test that is given by an outsourced company, which is called MCO. Most of the police agencies out there now use this company. It's something that's basically takes it out of our hands. The tests are sent to us basically the day before. Afterwards, they are sealed, sent back to them, and then they grade the test and then send the results back. Once we get the results back, then the candidates who score 70% or above are able to go on to an oral board process. On that oral board this year, we had 2 chiefs from St. Clair County. One chief from Macomb County, one from St. Clair County, and a lieutenant from St. Clair County here as well. They sat on the oral boards with our officers. I'm happy to say that they were impressed by all of our officers. Unfortunately, we only have one position. With that being said, between the combination of the written score as well as the oral board, Officer Stockwell did have the highest combined score. And having the highest combined score means he goes forth in the promotion process. Steve has been an officer with us since March of 2008. He's been a fantastic officer. You all know him. Very well liked, very well respected within our department as well as the community. I would have to say very big as far as a PR man out there with our community, with our schools and such as well. I will say that with this promotional process, I've been here for a few of them now, and all of our candidates were top shelf and all well deserving of the position. Unfortunately, budget only allows you to do so many. But I would like to ask the board's approval to go forward in the process and promote Officer Steve Stockwell to the rank of sergeant.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions for Steve? Come on up, Steve. We're not letting you get off this early, or easy, I should say.
Pretty comfortable, right?
Yeah, I know you were. Too comfortable.
And as most of you know, we tried to make it kind of a little tradition in the past here that a family member would come up and pin the badge.
Right.
With that, I'm going to ask Steve's wife, Mary. if she
Well,
would
we
come
got
up.
we got to vote
wait a
though. We
minute.
got to vote though.
Yeah.
Boy, you're really jumping the gun here.
Notice I didn't turn in that direction.
Yeah, that's right. I saw you. You're focused. Does anybody have any questions for Steve? Or anything?
You want a motion?
Yeah, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we allow the chief to elevate Mr. Stockwell to, I believe it's the position of,
Sergeant.
Sergeant.
okay.
Thank you, sir.
It's good, okay.
Okay, we have motion and support. Any more discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
You get your pin on. In fact, hey, Mike, because the cameras, do it this way, right up in front here.
Right in front of here?
Yeah, block our view, so they can see us on TV land.
Go ahead.
Shut it off.
Yeah, go up there and take some.
You on good terms? She's not going to stick you with a pin, is she? You look a little nervous.
Don't miss your opportunity, young lady.
Better up. Better have got the camera.
You got a camera on there?
Congratulations. Thank you, sir.
Photo op.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Come on, boy.
Yeah, hey, thank you.
Everybody.
Yeah, you don't see them all dressed up all the time.
Got anybody left on the street?
Yeah.
I said, I know my
They gotta move in closer together. Yeah,
Why don't you girls get in front?
yeah.
You're better looking than the rest of them slugs.
Okay, squeeze together, guys. Come on.
Turn sideways, turn
Just
sideways.
pretend you like one another.
Hang on, I got another camera here.
Anybody got a selfie stick?
See all the guys.
All right, whose phones do I have?
Yeah.
My chair.
It's a parent, you know.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
All right, very good. Moving right along. We have, I did mention this last week,
Here they go.
the phone system on, actually, it's for the whole township now. This is brought on because the phone system that the police have, it's like, if it's not dead, it's really close to being dead. It's at the end of life, and they have multiple issues with it. And it's actually the old phone system that the offices had when the office got ours. Are they okay back there? Okay.
Can't take those cops
You
anywhere.
can't take them anywhere, can you? But
Shut the lights.
they had the front office got new phones, and the old system went over there, and needless to say, it's in dire hurt. And then we were actually looking at the system in our office, and it's pretty close to end of death or end of life. And because I always kind of wanted the whole township on one phone system where we can transfer people to the police station, to the water department, fire, whatever. And so first of all, I asked for a proposal for, just the police station, and we went out and shopped it, and high tech was the lowest on that. And then from there, that's when we started talking about expanding it to, actually, we have 5 campuses between the 2 fire departments, our office, the front office, the police, and the water department, and putting all 5 in on the same system. And it really is a robust system. And it allows us to do a lot with programming. Say if somebody calls for the water department, it's after hours, if they have an issue with the water at their house or a big leak or something, we can program it so it will automatically forward it to dispatch instead of just ringing the water department and they leave a message. So, their needs will be tended to.
That makes sense.
I did get, they did come in and give us a presentation. I know Tom and Cindy was there. And it's really, it is a robust system. We'll be able to track who called. I hate when I get in my office, sit down, I had 3 phone calls, they didn't leave a message, and I have no idea who it was. And at least, I go, so-and-so might have a problem. I can at least call them back or whatever. And I think every phone would have a log going back 1,000 calls. It's just so much more than what we have. And I do have a quote, but there's another one on your desk because I beat them up after, actually a Friday I beat them up and got it whittled down another $500. So, does anybody have any questions or what we're trying to do with this? Let me back up too. And we do have options if you want to just purchase it outright, or we could lease it. What's going to happen right now, we're paying over $1,000 a month in phone bills between the whole township, between all 5 campuses. With this system, our phone bill is going to drop around $300, $350, depending on the usage, but it's estimated around $300, $350. So it's going to be a net savings of about $700 a month, $700, $800 a month. And once this is, and basically how we figured out, if we did lease it, the 3-year lease, the lease payment would only be, what was this, $85 more than what we're actually paying for our regular phone bill.
I don't have those.
Yeah, it was something like that. It was under $100, the amount more we'd actually have to pay per month. And at the end of 3 years, that expense goes away. So, we took a $1,000 bill and turned it into a $300 bill, plus we have all this equipment we bought. In the long run, it will save us money, quite a bit of money. And we get better product, better equipment, and we can be more efficient. And then I did throw in an article about, this was in the MTA program, about new rules for multi-line phone systems, seek to improve emergency response. Our current non-emergency phone lines do not adhere to the new specs that we're going to be required to do pretty soon, and these do. Did I confuse everybody?
Yeah.
So now, Artie, if we pay this up front, we save all that money.
Yeah, where's my notes?
Where are we getting that money from?
Well, this is not it was budgeted for the police. It's not budgeted for the other departments. That's one thing I was going to say. So if we just paid it outright, it would be, well, now it'd be $33,500, something like that. I don't have that one. If we do the lease option, we'll end up paying almost 39,000. So it's gonna cost us $4,500 in interest over the 3 years. So, that's a board decision also. And we could lease it for a while and then buy it outright too. There's no penalty. We can pay it off early.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yep.
Couldn't we, pay off the police, lease the rest until our budget comes, budget it and pay it off?
Well, you don't want to pay cops off. That gets you a bad name.
Huh?
No.
Yeah, you do.
Well, I was thinking we could, they're not going to split it up, but we could lease it till January or July and then budget it in our new budget year with the other departments. We'll know exactly what we need to pay off. And,
Well, if the police got it right now, just
do
pay
it
that
that way.
off and,
well, I don't know if we can, I mean, I'm sure they could figure it out. Well, we're
well,
going
if they can't figure it out, we'll find somebody who can.
to, okay. But instead of having,
Hell, when you're talking 34 grand, I'll figure it out for you.
right.
Do you know if we're gonna have
Believe
this
me.
kind
What's
of
that?
money in the new
But
budget?
whatever.
Yeah, well,
We're spending an awful lot of money.
I know, but
And we're getting less money from the
But it
state.
will save money in the long run too, going forward.
How's it, okay, how much are we paying per minute for phone call now?
Do you have that per minute?
I don't have the phone bills with us.
I don't know what that is per minute, but this is a lot cheaper. It, like I say, right now, we're about,
Well, we don't pay much per minute because we don't have many outgoing, they're all incoming.
right, most of our calls are incoming, very few outgoing. And, we're going to, right now, we're paying between, $1,050 to $1,100 a month in our phone bills. This is gonna drop it down to $300, $350, so.
After the $34,000?
Right, but we still get all new equipment, and it's basically mandated for the police. And I don't know if you've been over to the fire department, their phones, they always cut out, or half the time it rings, and someone calls, it's ringing on the line, but our phone's not ringing. The water department's pretty
They're old.
pretty old.
And this is the only quote we have?
Well, like I said before, we had multiple quotes, and then High Tech was the lowest. I didn't shop this out for all 5 campuses, but nuts to nut, bolts to bolts, or oranges to oranges, whatever you want to say, in the beginning of the process, they were ahead of everybody else.
Another question, Artie, what's the life of this system?
10 to 15 years.
It is also on the Michigan state bid as well, which means that the state of Michigan with this product has already put it out to bid. They came in as the lowest and are actually listed on Michigan's website as such.
The equipment is Shortel, kind of like when we do buy the cars, that they
Somebody has a phone on.
get pre-bids. Yeah, I don't know.
I turned my camera back on. I'm still doing it after. I shut it.
Is it? So,
Personally, I don't want to blow out the budget, so,
No.
you know,
well,
You know, Tom, I always say we got the option of not, and when it goes to Blaze's, we start there. That's part of I think our position is to look far ahead and see what's coming. That's all I'm saying.
well,
Understand?
we are going to have to do something to stay compliant. What was it just for the police? 11. It was about $12,000.
Yeah, just counted.
I do have a quote just to do the police for $12,000. Yeah, that was
We
allocated
did
differently.
receive 2 different quotes on that.
Right.
And High Tech was the lowest substitute.
And that's in the budget.
Yes.
Okay, but a question, what is not going to be compliant? Just the police? Because to me, this says the 911.
I believe that's township-wide, and that's why it came out through the Michigan Townships Association. Any of the governmental agencies like this that have a multi-line system have to be compliant with what they're calling the new enhanced 911 services.
Okay, but that's only the 911 that must have this, not the
No.
township offices?
No.
The phones that are going to be calling into the 911 have to be figured in a way that they will be specific to the area that they're calling. So if you're within a certain part of a building, it needs to let them know that phone where you are at. Where right now, if you call, it's basically going to say 4710 Point Trumbull Road. This system would be capable of distinguishing between what part of the building you're actually in. So it knows where to lead you to.
They're talking about two
But
different
to
things.
the police department?
No, that would be.
No, what I'm saying is,
Oh, yes,
Yes.
those calls going into the.
Yeah,
police
you're
department.
talking about two different
Yes.
things.
okay, only that. It doesn't say in here that if we're calling into the township, we have to have this, if we're calling to find out about a building permit.
No, just the police,
Okay, okay.
just the police.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. This article? Is it the phone systems
Somebody
we
still
have
has a
here?
phone in.
It's not
How
me,
old the
mine's off.
system is right
The
now.
phone systems we have here is what Mike was explaining. That's what the article's about. So in other words, if we had 3 stories here, it would say we were on the 3rd story, to make it a little bit more visual. But that's anyone with a multi-phone system, even townships, that's what the article is
Even
stating.
non-emergency lines.
Your phone system has to have the capability, if you dial 911 from
Oh,
it,
yeah,
to be
yeah.
able to describe very granular where you are at. And that was enacted in 2011 and becomes in effect December 31st.
Now, if we just do the police, can we get them to negotiate that after the next budget, we can figure it in that they'll,
It's going to be more money because when we're just doing the police part of it to enable all to, I mean, I can have it set up so we can add on later. If that's what you're asking, I'm sure we can.
And there's different equipment if we're going more lines that needs to be, a bigger area to allow for us to be able to put more lines.
Yeah, we went from, 12 lines to 50 phones, basically. So we'd have to put the switch in that can handle that.
Right, which wouldn't have been in the quote that they
Right.
quoted for us.
Right.
It would have had to been, it would have to be the list.
So like I say, we're about, it was high 11s. It was just under 12,000 just to do the police.
so then if we run into budget troubles coming up, we just back off. Next year, we cut something. Like if we do it now,
Right, but my point is if we chose to do a campus-wide and we leased it, our payment would be very minimal increase township-wide to what we're paying for our phone system right now.
So if we did the
If we lease
36 monthly payments.
Right.
We would only be spending an additional $350
What are they
a
charging
month.
us
Not
interest?
even that. It was like $85 to $100 more than what our phone bill was, I believe. But let me see, where are we at? 12,000? Yeah, it was, I'm sorry, it was about $180 more.
So how, if we were to do the 36 monthly payments, where would that money come from? Would it come out of general or, I mean,
I would pull it out of the phone, the phone, the line items for their phones that we now do.
and
so you're
lease
looking
it,
at about,
lease it.
if we were to do it that way, we're looking at about, what, $3,600 more a year? For 3 years.
Right,
And then after that, it would be 300 and
right.
whatever a month
Yep.
with the lease.
Can I ask another question? And this is kind of off topic, but it's because of the budget. We're also looking at this data storage, which is going to end up costing us money. So we're looking at spending an awful lot of money. do we have all this money that we want to spend for all this?
We have quite a bit in fund balance, yes.
But we don't need to touch fund balance. We don't want to keep touching fund balance, do we?
Not keep touching it. We've put money in the fund balance for the last 3 years. We make next to nothing in interest. If I could spend some money to save money going forward, operating money, it makes more sense than sitting in a bank, not doing any services for us and not reducing our costs going forward. This will reduce our costs going forward.
So this year, we're not taking any money out of fund balance?
We haven't in the past 3 years, no. We put money back into every fund balance. And like I say, we make 0.00, I think 23% now, less than 1/4% in interest. We don't even make 1%. We make 1/4% in interest. I think the township would get a lot more return on its, quote, investment to do something like this. Myself personally, it will be cheaper in the long run. I'm not talking this year. Yeah, this year it won't be. Year 2 and year 3, it'll be break even. Year 4 through 10, 11, or 12, we're going to make $700, $800 a month in reduction in costs.
For sure.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
Like I say, right now we're paying $1,050 a month township-wide for phone services. This will drop it around $300 a month. That's a net savings of $750 a month.
We don't have any comparison chart, do we? What the current is and what that is? The current by each department?
Not by department because, well, they all have their individual phone bills. These is pretty much an estimate because we're just going to get one bill. And it will be up to us to divvy it up between the five campuses.
And this is the company that's going to run our phone system,
Well,
not AT&T or,
short, right.
right.
And it's all based on the internet, it's IP phones.
Is there a service contract involved? 36, this will be for 36 months, and what kind of service are they going to provide us?
Were you going to say, it's included for the first 3 years. Afterwards, there probably will be a service contract if we choose to go with it. Typically with phone systems, I mean, if there's a problem with the phone switch, we have 2 phone switches right now. We don't have a service contract. If something goes wrong, we pay the guy to come in and fix it. So we could determine that, if we wanted to do their maintenance contract on it or not, or just pay as we go, maintaining the phone switch. There's not short of an electrical issue or anything, they don't get viruses. Short of training, tell how someone, to change something in the programming or anything like that. Other than that, there's really not a whole need for a lot of maintenance on phone systems.
Okay, so let me go over this again. We're spending how much a month combined on all these departments for our phone bill?
$1,050.
$1,050. If we do a 36 monthly payments on a lease, the payment will be $1,065.01.
Right.
And then that will
No, it'd
reduce.
be,
Okay. So
yes,
that,
you're
and
right.
then, after the system is installed, our phone bill will probably average $300 to $350 a month.
yes.
Okay.
This $1,065 does not include phone calls, though, does it?
No.
And then what are they gonna charge us for?
2 cents a minute inside Michigan, 4 cents a minute outside Michigan.
And that's outgoing phones calls only. And if you look at our bills, probably 90% of the phone calls are incoming.
Do most of the people have cell phones?
Not working at their desks, but some do.
I meant Clay Township cell phones.
A third, no. Just myself and Barb has one, right?
Water department.
Water
Water
department.
department.
But they're out on the field.
Yeah.
They're not in on the desk.
So it'll take us 4 years to
Break even.
break even.
And we get new hardware. And after 4 years,
So
we'll be
it'll have a life of about 6 years left.
6 to
Because-
8.
Because we'll have used four of the years.
6 to
up.
8 years. And at that point, we'll be saving, over $700 a month.
Yeah.
I think the phone calls are kind of a vital part of what we do here every day, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
that's true.
my opinion would be that should come out of fund balance, the expense of the township as a whole, instead of trying to departmentalize it. It's a function of the entire township. We all get upgraded at the same time. We have a pretty clear idea of what our bill cost would be right away afterwards.
But the police are urgent right now because they're on their last legs.
Oh, yeah, they're dropping calls or they pick up phone. Am I right, guys? You can't hear them.
Ringing or something like that, you pick the phone up and you can't hear the person on the other end. It's all static.
And fire's
And
okay?
actually, the phone lines themselves will end up sticking on to where we'll lose a couple lines until weather changes a little bit.
And fire's okay, they don't,
Yeah, they're okay. So, what's the board's pleasure?
You want a motion?
yeah, he does.
Well, I would like to come to some kind of consensus of which way to go, yes.
Well,
What
I'm
if-
for it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, how long is this quote good for?
What?
How long are they good for? Do you-
I don't know, usually, I don't know if it's a 30-day or a 90-day.
And I think we pretty well talked it out, and there's no sense to postponing it, so.
Do you want to do what Cindy suggested, that we just take it out of the general fund balance?
Yeah,
Well, that would be
I think-
foolish not to, Artie.
Yes,
Right, well, I'm just
yes,
clarifying
yes.
what we're talking.
yeah.
I mean, pay for it, get it done.
Get it out of the
We
way,
don't make any
yeah.
money with the interest anyway.
Right, exactly.
So it's gonna benefit our community.
But if we look into
I'm gonna
this-
go back to what I said a
maybe-
little bit ago. We need to have a little foresight.
Yeah, yeah,
Here, if you wanna look right here,
yeah.
yep, there's
can look
nothing.
down the road.
But let's look down here and see 4 years from now. I mean, I'm sure that I'm not gonna be sitting here. Hell, I'll be lucky if I'm alive.
You'll be here 4 years from now.
I don't think so.
4 years from now, you will.
They won't be able to put up with me. But I'm saying, we need to look down the road a little bit, that's all I'm saying. And personally, I'm for it.
And it saves money, and it takes a while you gotta spend
Well,
money.
it's
Yeah,
gonna make us a little more efficient too.
that's the main thing.
Right.
That's the main thing.
And our phones is our we have three really primary ways of communicating. It's either through our phones, people calling, or through email and internet, so.
What
And
I
then
like-
walk-ins, but,
What I like about it is if somebody's water line blows out in the middle of the night, that it's not going to stay there gurgling while the phone rings in the water department.
Right.
They can get it
All
taken
weekend
care of.
long.
Right, and I've seen that happen, so that's a Fortunately, we don't have it that often, but every now and again, the water runs all weekend or something.
Right,
Yeah, so
so,
that's a
And what
plus.
does that cost?
Yeah, what does that cost, right? Yeah.
so
Well,
John,
I
you
make
made a
a-
motion
Yes, I'll make a motion that we
And
do it and take it out of the general fund.
that,
And
that
I'll
we,
support it.
that we purchase it for the 33,
61784.
Yeah. Artie, could I just say one thing? When we buy this system, it's in its entirety. We're not going back and adding on and
good
patching
point,
and
yeah.
making it, it goes and it's done right.
that's why we
And
quoted
this
it
is a
this way.
complete system. They're not using anything that we
That,
have.
I'm just trying to make a point that that's why I am for it, to do it all at once, get it done correctly, and move forward into the 21st century.
And I support that.
Okay, we have a motion and support of purchasing the system, pulling out of the general fund, and for all 5 campuses.
I think that it's great, and I think that it needs to be done, but I don't like $33,000 surprises, and we should have talked about this at budget time last year.
Well, we didn't even have these numbers last year, and we didn't really
No,
know
what I mean
there was
is,
a need.
we probably knew that the phone system was gonna take a crap, so we should have talked about it.
Well, yeah, actually, I had discussions with the old chief back then, and he was the one that pushed it off. And the police part was in budget
Okay.
for this current year, to do that. But that's when we started talking about it and seeing what's available and thinking, boy, a township our size, we should have everybody on the same phone system, I personally believe.
I
You
I
can-
see the benefits
You
of
can
it.
instant message, like, if someone calls in, there's a question on a work order for the water, they call here, and, for the water, work order on the water department, the girls, they can instant message the guys right on their computer, bloop, what's up, hey, what's the status on this? And, they don't even have to pick up and call with this. It enables instant messaging between everybody in the township. It is a robust system. So,
Call the question.
yeah. Any more discussion? Let's do a roll call.
Tom Kruger,
Yes.
Artie Bryson,
Yes.
Cindy Valentine, yes. John Horvath,
Yes?
Joanne Shirkey,
Yes,
Karen Straffen,
No, I would like to wait to see the budget.
Tom Feder,
Nope.
Okay, motion carries 5-2. Moving along, we have resolution 2016-10, adopting the township policies and administrative procedure manual. Joanne and Cindy's been working on this hard, and
All right.
I have a little bit. And I was there half the time, 3/4 of the time. And this is
7 months.
7 months.
I'm gonna tell you, in
Created a
September-
phone book.
In September, when Joanne's like, oh, it's gonna take us quite a while, I did not anticipate it to be 7 months.
So anyhow,
Yes.
we've been spoon feeding everybody with it, and
Yellow pages have nothing on our manual.
Joanne, why don't you make a motion?
and I'll make a motion to adopt our resolution adopting the Clay Township Policies and Administration Procedures Manual.
Why don't you second that, Cindy?
Support.
Okay, we have motion and support. Any more discussion?
Here again, we just got done talking about moving forward and staying on top of things. I think we're really on top of this when new laws come down, if they ever do, when they ever do, from the state, that we're set to go with a lot of, yeah, we're there instead of.
We're on the track
Yeah, we're on the track, yep,
with 4 tires.
yep.
Okay, any more discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Artie Bryson,
Yes.
Cindy Valentine, yes. John Horvath.
Yes?
Joanne Shirkey.
Yes.
Karen Straffen.
Yes, and thanks to you too.
Tom Feder.
Yes.
Okay, motion.
Kruger?
Oops.
Please. Yes.
I got your back.
Okay. Anybody else? Anyone out there want to vote for it? Okay, motion carries. Good job, everybody. Last thing on the agenda, well, not last thing, but under new business, is the Park and Rec Plan for, or quote, to do the Parks and Rec Plan. It expires 2016, and we're really required to have this. And I asked a quote for Clear Zoning, our planner, and it comes in $14,380. I checked, and this is pretty comparable to what everybody else is spending, and I don't know if you remember in the past, I think the last two of them, you know, we went to get a grant or something, and we were like, oh my gosh, we don't have a Parks and Rec plan, or it's expired, and we really kind of threw it together in a hurry. So I'm hoping that this one would take more time and go through it a little better and be a little more thorough.
And here again, we're looking down the road, if we're thinking about developing a couple more parks or something, we need to have this in place.
Yeah, you do. I mean,
You
to
have
get
to have
any
it
type of a
close.
grant, you have to have it.
Yep.
Is this out of Parks and Rec?
Yes.
Yep.
It's out of Parks and Rec.
Was this elemental at all in as far as helping with the St. John's Marsh project, or no?
This, no,
No.
no. That was, that's state level. DNR owns that property. But to get the pier done, bike paths done, anything like that,
Walking paths.
it has to be in place.
We need a
So-
motion for this?
Yeah, and, you know, we could postpone it. I threw this late, you know, I just got it, so I knew we had a late agenda, so I threw it up there, but then again, you know, I'd like to let them know as soon as possible so they can start planning on it too. Yeah, I'll entertain a motion.
And the total cost is $14,380. 380.
14,380.
Yeah. I'll make a motion that we move ahead with this Parks and Recreation plan from Clear Zoning, who is our planner, for the cost of $14,380.
Support.
Okay, we have motion and support. Any more discussion? Roll call vote, please.
John Horvath.
Yes.
Joanne Shirkey.
Yes.
Karen Straffen.
Yes.
Tom Feder.
Yes.
Tom Kruger.
Yes.
Artie Bryson.
Yes.
Cindy Valentine, yes.
Okay, motion carries. All right, do we have any public comments? Any public comments? Paula, you got anything for us?
Dropping like flies back.
Okay. They're like in church, they don't want to say anything, sitting in the back row. You do email me every day, every other day. And thank you, Paula, for those emails. Board member comments, Joanne?
Just to add to the Washington Life Center that you briefly mentioned in your report, I was there and it was well-attended, and I think it's something that we really need down in this area. And I took four other ladies from the island with me, so we had more numbers up there, and it was a good meeting. And then also, the St. Clair County Planning Commission is having a
Seminar.
seminar on March the 31st from 5:30 to 9 o'clock for any of our boards, the ZBA or the Planning Commission that wishes to attend, or this board can attend. It's in Port Huron, and it costs $15 to go to it, which I think we have budgeted money for that. Do we not?
Yes. And Tony signed up and another gentleman, I can't remember.
Cozell? Mark
Yes.
Brusher?
Burchard, I
For
think.
sure, yeah. I
I
had
don't think it was Mark. I signed up Tony
me,
and somebody else.
me,
I didn't sign you up. Do you want me to sign you?
yes, yes.
You didn't sign you up?
Do you know if any of them got the information from Patty?
Yeah,
It
went out,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. So add to that, anybody in TV land, or be sure you call Cindy and tell her that you want to go. It's in Port Huron, March the 31st, 5:30.
Mr. Horvath?
The only thing that I noticed the Corps, the bridge made application to the Corps. In the Corps, there was a little note that it seemed, I've had 2 people call me saying that people that don't write, they consider that there's nobody that doesn't care. So I guess I would encourage everybody to write a letter like we did with the DNR.
I'm getting ready to write, DEQ, I'm getting ready to write a letter to request a public hearing.
You know, I don't, Artie, sometimes I don't think that the people think that it affects the township like it's gonna. I said something about looking down the road, but I think that's something that we need to, I mean, it's our business, but it isn't our business, but I think it's gonna affect our township and our people, and I don't know, I think we should look at it, that's all I say.
Yeah.
The health, safety, and welfare of our community is important.
I had 2 people in my office today, concerned about the effects of the bridge, mostly flooding, and they were both mainlanders, so. But yeah, I'm trying to get a public hearing, let them, do a public hearing of the Corps, so I'll know more on that by our next meeting. Thank you. Cindy?
Well, I don't live on Harson's Island and as concerned as I am because I like how it is out here and I like, the way the township is. I don't personally want to see it go up just for the fact it's going to change the township tremendously altogether.
Well,
I can't
I think they'll know
imagine
more
what some
than
of you may
anybody.
feel living on the island and not wanting. I can understand why some may want it over there, absolutely. But it's definitely going to be a big change should it go up. Not only to the island, but also to the township as well.
To
Well,
the
everything has
environmental
changed.
area.
Everything
environmental
has
area.
changed so much that we just need to look at it, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Thank you. Karen?
Nothing, thank you.
No? Mr. Fetter?
I'm good, thank you. I would like to say congratulations to Sergeant Stockwell, though.
Yes, for sure. Yep. Mr. Kruger?
Nothing.
I had one thing I forgot in my short supervisor's report, and it's actually pretty exciting. As everyone's aware, the Elginak school system, they sold the Elginak Elementary in Elginak. And the people who bought it, they're really not sure what they want to do with it just yet. And I had an exciting meeting with myself and the superintendent of the schools, Dr. Stricker, the owner of the building, and this outfit called Dream Centers. And they are contemplating, considering, they have a big interest in turning the old school into a community center, something similar to like a YMCA would be. And Dr. Stricker and myself, and then there was Irene Bird and Joe Nugent from the city, but we tag teamed this group pretty hard. And they walked out saying that this meeting couldn't have gone any better, and they're gonna, it's a better chance of happening than not happening. They're talking about bringing in classes, art classes, phys ed stuff, pickleball, they got the gym, all kinds of senior citizen programs for kids. They're talking about a counseling center for depression or suicide or drugs and alcohol. And we do have a lot of lower income people. It's going to help them. I mean, it was really exciting, all the programs and everything that they want to bring into this facility and maintain it. They're looking at an operating budget close to $1 million the first year for these programs. And I was really excited about it. Like I say, we're just in preliminary talks. And in fact, I think we have a meeting next week. John, Dr. Stricker, and myself with the Community Foundation up in Port Huron to get them involved. And it could turn out to be a real jewel for us. And I think that would be an excellent use of that building. So I'm really excited about that. And
So is it a business?
it's a nonprofit. It's called Dream Centers. Google them. They recently did one in Pontiac, and it was very successful. And what was it? The property values around this area went up. I think it was like 70. It was a depressed area. Went up like 70% within a year once this was going and became viable.
And they get grants?
They get grants. They do all that. They solicit donations. And I think it would be a real win for our community.
And you just blew it.
What's that?
I don't want my property taxes to go up 70%.
No, your taxes don't go up, your valuations go up.
And then my property taxes
No, they can only go up a
with it.
percentage. You have taxable value and assessed value.
I know that, and eventually every year it'll go up till it's caught up.
Okay, so we'll just keep it depressed. So,
Until she's ready to sell.
until you're ready to sell. So, but yeah, I think it'd be a real win for our community.
I think that'll be great. I was pretty
I was
upset
still,
when they closed down River Rec, so.
Yeah.
The whole Down River Rec
Oh.
program, I think that was awesome.
they're even talking about bringing like a doctor and a dentist for low income. I know they do that downriver kind of, but they're looking at all different types of programs for seniors, for kids, for people who need help. So, and we have
really
people.
need it. We really need
We
something
have
like
a lot of
that
people
down
that do need help here, so. One more motion?
Motion to adjourn.
here. Support.
All right. Carrie, let's get out of here. Thanks, everybody.
I'll make sure you guys are at a different table than somebody else.
Yes.
Turn that.
I have to,
Wait. I will say,
I need a cart just to take all this stuff back to my office. I need a cart to take all this stuff back to my office.
okay,
You just have to keep moving forward. And it takes money to do that. You just have to spend it to do it.
don't stick to it.